Alright everybody, we are back for round 2, and we are on the draw, unfortunately. Waiting for our opponent to come back. There was one match that went significantly longer than the rest, so there they are. And we got ourselves a keeper. Is it amazing? No. Is it extremely exciting? Not necessarily, but, you know, it is what it is. So having Abbott on turn 2 is not the best, but if we could just top deck Black Lotus, then turns out Lotus plus Abbott is actually a really strong turn 1 play because you can draw a land, because if you draw a land off of the Abbott, then you have a land to play turn 1, and then you have more mana to spend. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, I was looking at some sample hands, and they tend to vary quite a lot, but any hand that has Black Lotus is amazing. Like, another good one, it was hands with turn 1 Sulfuric Vortex. That's a pretty brutal combo. So, that is an interesting choice. Very interesting. We can't cast Incinerate, so we might just have to Abbot. And if we hit Black Lotus, we're going to be very sad because we can't cast it because of stupid Thalia. But, yeah, otherwise we're just passing the turn and not doing anything, which I'm not okay with. So, yeah, we're just cast Abbot and hope we don't hit Black Lotus. Nope, just a mountain. Would have been okay to have mountain, but, you know, whatever. It is what it is. But if we could hit a Lotus next turn, we would be in business, because we could blow up the Thalia and just start blowing things up. What are you doing? You go turn 1 Plains, turn 2 Confluence Thalia, and then you play a Lotus Bloom? What is this? What kind of weird monstrosity is this? Huh. So that's unpleasant, to say the least. God damn, that's really annoying. We could float mana off of our mountains, cast Fire Blast, and we'd have 1 floating mana that we could use to Grim Lavamancer, but the Fire Blast would have to get pointed at the Spellskite, so there's not really any point in doing that. So yeah, it turns out the fact that our opponent played turn 2 Thalia is really annoying for us, because we don't have Lightning Bolts and stuff. Plus the Spellskite was a pretty annoying follow-up play as well. Okay, so they're playing white-blue control. That makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense. But still strange. However, if we could get Black Lotus, I think we'd be in business. Blue-red. God, this deck's making my head hurt. You're just doing all these annoying things. But, yeah, the longer this game goes, the worse it gets for us. Oh man, this is pretty brutal. If I had a way to kill Thalia, I would use it. Well, I do have a way, don't I? Because I can do this Fire Blast play where I pay a mana to kill the Spellskite, and then I pay another mana to shock the Thalia, which in theory isn't that bad, other than the fact that we lose our mountains. We're already really behind on lands, and on top of that fact, they have 3 mana open, and any counterspell totally wrecks us. So I'm just going to pass. Turns out, exiling that mountain with Abb of Carol Keep might be more relevant than we thought, because we really could use that. Our hand has since picked up a lot of cards, and it just looks so much worse. Our hand just looks so much worse when opponent has these 2 cards out. It's going to be pretty tough for us to win this game, I think, unless we draw just lands, which is weird, because mono red almost never wants to just draw straight lands, but in this case, I do think there is an exception that needs made. Dak Faden, huh? Well, luckily we don't have any artifacts other than Black Lotus, which we can just track immediately. Well, we do have Mox Diamond, which is not useful for obvious reasons. Ay, ay, ay. What do we need here? What do we need here? Even I don't know at this point. Lotus would be great. If I drew Lotus, I would probably just play Outpost Siege, to be honest. I think we need that card advantage to start our engine going. Ranger of Eos and Gush? What is this? What is this deck that's running Ranger of Eos aside Gush? I don't understand opponent's deck. It doesn't make any sense to me. Gutter Snipe. Not what I wanted at all. So again, we still have this play where we can Fire Blast the Spellskite, and part of me really I think I'm just going to do it at this point. I think it needs to be done. Actually, no. I was going to just target Spellskite directly, but now I think I'm going to point it at his face. I think he's more likely to change it if we point it at his deck. Because we want him to use Spellskite, obviously. Because if he uses his Spellskite, he takes additional damage. And it's almost like we cast a Searing Blaze or something. But generally giving your opponent the choice is bad, but I think the 2 damage could be relevant, all things considered. Oh, no redirection, huh? Alright, I see how it is. Yeah, we can kill Dak, I guess. Charge our opponent some life now, I guess. And if we... Oh, God, that's really frustrating, actually, now that I think about it, because Abbott can't even attack here. Yeah, that was bad. That ended badly. I should have just gone straight for the Spellskite. Probably. That might have been a brutal mistake. Maybe I tried to get too cute. I was just trying to squeeze every point of damage out that I could. But... yeah. I think we missed too many turns. If we'd done that play immediately, we might have been able to get away with it, but the problem there was the fact that... the problem there was just simply the fact that Villain knew we were land light, so... ugh. It's gonna be a hard one to win, boys. I mean, if we can just keep throwing stuff at the Spellskite, we might be able to dome him out that way. And by the Spellskite, I mean Thalia, obviously. But I don't think we're winning this game. If we'd pointed it directly towards the Spellskite and then killed the Thalia, we might have had a better chance. He'd be at 19. We'd have 2 lands, though, which is pretty important. I don't know. This is a tough one. Click? Oh, jeez. He's not even going to take anything. If he's smart, he won't take anything. He'll just leave it all in our hand where it belongs. Oh, man. That was a brutal combo. Like, if our opponent does that to us again, we're probably losing. Just Thalia plus Spellskite is, tough. Tough nut to crack. Like, we could have easily dealt with either of those cards on their own, but the combination of the two basically shut us down. He actually took a card from us. I'm surprised. But what I'm not surprised by is the fact that Young Pyromancer, or rather that we didn't draw a land there, is pretty brutal. What's the plan? What is the plan, boys and girls? Like, see, what is this deck doing? It's like aggro, but it's 3 colors, and it's got Lotus Plume and Dak Faden. Like, what? Who does that? I don't think anybody does that. I'm probably going to attack with Abbott here. I doubt opponent blocks, but if they do, we can throw stuff at it. Yeah, that was pretty brutal. Sad part is, even if we had our 3rd land out, we've already taken our Incinerate, and all we would be able to do is cast Young Pyromancer or Gutter Snipe. Like, that would be pretty sad anyway. I mean, we could cast Imperial Recruiter, but like, whatever. That's not even. That's hardly even a real thing. Jeez. I don't understand how our opponent got to round 2 with this. I think we can beat them. I think if we just get a good draw and they don't do this bullshit, then we can beat them. Like, it's just real hard to beat those two cards at once when you get land screwed. And when I say land screwed, I'm not talking about the fact that I sacked my own mountains. I'm talking about the fact that we only had 3 lands to begin with, and we weren't drawing them, and we hit off Abbott. So, an unfortunate series of events, but you're only attacking with it as a 1/1? 4, 5, 6 damage, so we got down to 12? That's probably fine. I don't even know what I want to draw or what would be useful to draw, but what I do know is that we're probably not winning. I'm very happy to see more of our opponent's deck, though. Glenolendra? Ugh. Gross. Gross, gross, gross. Alright, probably still happy to attack with Abbott here. Nothing's really changed on that particular front. And we'll just play post-combat Young Pyromancer. Yup. Young Pyromancer it is. Can't counter that with Glenolendra, so buzz off, guy. Buzz off. Is he gonna, like... He can't force spike it. Oh, he got daze. Okay. So, this is pretty brutal. I'm not gonna lie. This is not a good place to be right now. Because we're probably gonna end up taking, like... 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. Yeah, we're just dead. I'm gonna see what villain plays here. And probably next turn, and then die. But... yeah, this is very strange. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish. Yeah, we aren't blocking. We'll just take our damage. Like good young gents. Again, though, that combo of 2 cards wrecked us. Otherwise, we'd probably be in good shape right now. As it sits, though, the most we can do is Grim Lavamancer in the most disappointing way possible. So just now, we actually get rid of this stupid Spellskite when we're very, very dead. Oh well. It's the way she goes. Should have just killed the Spellskite when I had the chance. Would have been rough. Oh wow, he has Bonfire the Damned? Okay. Okay. That's a card. I'm glad he showed us that. He easily could have just left that on top, and he should have. I don't know why he's willing to just show us more cards, but fine by me. Never do that, viewers. Never, ever reveal a miracle when you are the game lock. If it's game 3, sure, do whatever you want. But game 1, don't do that. Don't give your opponent information. I mean, the mono red deck's not going to be able to do much to you anyway, but just them knowing that you have that is pretty strong. There's no way for it to be good for you. It's all downside if you already have them dead on board. Like, I don't know what he was thinking. But anywho, Dreadbore could be a card, potentially. I still like Tangle Wire. I think I want to bring in more creatures, just like I did last time. What did I take out last time? Seal, probably? Yeah, probably. Take out Seal. Still leaves me at 41. Last time I took out Blaze because he didn't have creatures, but this opponent does. Siege Gang's actually pretty good if we can resolve it. Hero is maybe a little worse, but not that much worse. Not worse enough to get cut, that's for sure. I like all of our burn spells. Maybe cut Koth or Alba Siege, both kinda slow. So I definitely want to cut something off the top end. Not much I know, because... no, definitely want to cut something off the top end just because I don't want to get too blown out by them. I'm thinking I like Koth just a bit better than Outpost Siege, so we'll cut Outpost Siege. Fire Vader Squalls are both too good. Alright, so let's get, like, Lotus in our opener, please. Oh, that's a shame. I figured, you know, since I asked for Lotus and then immediately opened it that I could just call it whenever I so desired, but apparently that's not the case. We'll be keeping this hand. It's not super exciting, it's not super impressive, but we're definitely not get of anytime soon. Little risky to even use this Mox Diamond, I'll say. Simply because we do know he has DAC, so there's an argument to be made for cutting it, but I think the tempo advantage it can get you is too good. So right now I just want to draw like, I don't even know what I want right now. Wouldn't mind a mountain. Being able to Imperial Recruiter would be good. Student Warfare? Okay. Student Warfare is certainly a card, no doubt. Land. You do Land Reckoner or Land Recruiter. I think Recruiter gets us Abbot, and Abbot gives us a higher chance of getting Hero down. But Reckoner is a beat stick, so I'm going to play the beat stick. Try to get in for damage as fast as possible. It can tussle with Student Warfare as well. I mean, I guess I could try to kill that Student Warfare now, but I can get better value later, especially if I top deck Hero. Or sorry, if I top deck a Mountain or a Lotus and he doesn't have and he doesn't level this up, then we're in real good shape. Opponent's deck still strikes me as very strange. It's like, it's not even aggro control, it's just like aggro, but also with some weird cards in. I don't understand. I don't understand. What you doing, pal? You leveling up? Bashing for 3? Holding back? What's the deal? We top deck Lotus, we can't do both of these things, which is a shame, but we'd probably just play Hero. Best use of mana, or we could Recruiter and dig up some 3-drop. Oh, please attack. No, no attacks? Alright, that's fine. Bolt, you say? I do like that. The question is, what am I doing? Because Bolt doesn't use my mana very efficiently, but it does give me a token and gets rid of Student of Warfare. Whereas Imperial Recruiter doesn't really do anything for me immediately. So yeah, we'll just use this Bolt, punish him for doing that plan. And this way we get to at least represent something. And it would play around Days, but he's not playing blue, so... He might have cut out his blue, he might have tried to slim down a bit. But that remains to be seen. God, if he just plays like one creature, like a Thalia or something, and we get to Hero of Oxid Ridge, that would be amazing. Otherwise, we just play Recruiter. Or potentially whatever we draw. Doesn't necessarily have to be a Recruiter. Right now I'm most scared of a Wrath of God, but considering what we saw from his deck last time, I'm not really expecting to see a Wrath of God from him. Burst Lightning? Love it! We can't cast it with Kicker, obviously, but this is good enough. If he thinks playing one creature a turn is going to be good enough to combat the Mono Red Menace, then he's got another thing coming. I mean, we were on the play here. Yes, situation's looking pretty grim for villain. But if we can just top deck one mountain, then it's pretty much all over, more or less. Bonfire of the Damned? Oof. That sucks, to an extent. I mean, he can cast it for maximum of like, what, 2? So he can deal 2 damage to everything, but then he deals 2 damage to himself as well, and he's tapped out. Like, if he could do it for more than 3, I would be concerned. But he can only do it for 2, which will destroy our young pyromancer, but that's still a 1-for-1. We take 2, but he takes 2, 7, and then if we just top deck Fire Blast, he's straight up dead. So, or even Exquisite Firecraft, that gets the job done as well. Plus Mountain, Hero of Oxid Ridge, or, you know, Black Lotus, Hero of Oxid Ridge, either way. Either way, he's looking pretty dead at that point. Like, the point is, with this launch, he's very, very close to dead. Unless he has another play here. But we have a lot of different ways to just kill him next turn, if he has nothing. And that was one of the better ones. Days? Nope, no days. GG? Maybe? Swing for 8? What do we got? What's going on, man? You got something? You got a Path to Exile? You got anything like that? If he has Path, that's actually great, because we get to Imperial Recruiter into, what's his face? Alright, game 3. Beautiful. On the draw. Dreadbore's looking a little bit spicier right now. But quite frankly, I still don't think it's quite good enough. However, seeing how they've played, I like my expensive cards less and less. I kind of want to just take out Siege Gang, bring in like Dreadbore or something, just so that we can keep the way clear for our guys and burn spells. Yeah, that's fine. I've just I have really sorry, guys. Seriously. But yeah, have been not drawing quite as many lands as I would like, but or rather to sustain the expensive cards that we have in hand. However, we are on the draw this time, so there's a little bit higher chance. I think we have a good handle on this game, but it really all depends. The only cards the cards we've seen have been quite relevant at times. Like the Student of Warfare is frustrating if we don't have a burn spell to kill it. Same thing goes for Thalia. Thalia is somewhat more so because we need lands. And Spellskite is an obvious pain in the ass because we have to either point a burn spell at it and attack it, which gains them a bunch of life, or we have to use a premium burn spell like Fire Blast or Exquisite Firecraft. But opponent is playing a 3-color deck, and 3 colors is a lot when you're playing against mono red. Like, if I were him, I would have seriously considered cutting as many colors as possible because you just want to be consistent, because that's what mono red does, is it's consistent. And if you aren't consistent and you stumble at all, you're probably getting run over, as we showed in the last game. Alright, I'm gonna pause while we wait for villain to sideboard. So opponent tanked pretty hard during sideboarding here. There's no way we're ever mulliganing this hand on the draw. Like, we just want any creature off the top. Hero of Oxid Ridge would be a great example, but any creature is just fine. We're not going to pop this Lotus until we get something solid to do with it. Okay. So, play Mountain. We'll play Mox Diamond. Discard a land. How do we want to distribute this? I definitely want to play Gorehouse Chainwalker, and I definitely want to kill that student, and I probably want to kill it with the Burst Lightning. The issue being that we have 5 mana. So yeah, we Burst Lightning and then Incinerate his face. That seems fine. Red, Gorehouse Chainwalker. Yes, I would like to use Unleash. Actually, do we want to... I'm actually going to pass the turn back to him. That might seem a little crazy, but I just don't really want to use both these burn spells immediately, and I think he might start pumping more stuff into Student of Warfare anyway. So I think we can get a little more value if we wait just a smidge. Like we played a turn 1 Gorehouse Chainwalker, that's a perfectly reasonable line. So yeah, we're definitely going to give our opponent the opportunity to block here, because if that's what they want to do with their student, then more power to them. I'm probably going to throw an Incinerate at their face. I'm trying to decide what to do about the Student of Warfare, because I would like to just hit it with Burst Lightning, but if I wait till their turn, they might play another white source. Oh, actually, I take that back. Level up's a sorcery. Never mind. Nothing to be seen here. So we still don't need to use this Lotus, hilariously. We just kind of have it around. Like, we didn't have any really explosive thing to do with it, so it's just going to sit here for a while. Potentially forever. You never know. Alright, where's this red going? Probably a burn spell. If it's a Thalia, we don't really care. Ooh, what's this? Riftbolt? That's fine. He probably thinks he's all fancy with that Riftbolt, doesn't he? Well, guess what, champ? Actually, we might want to kick this Burst Lightning at some point and deal 4 damage. So I think for right now, we're just going to incinerate that Student Warfare. Thank you kindly. And what we want to top deck here is a creature. Pretty much anyone will do because we have Black Lotus, so Hero of Oxid Ridge would be an obvious great choice. Cloth of the Hammer, that works too. So we'll cast our Black Lotus, which he doesn't know but has been in our hand this whole time. Red, 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 red. Cloth of the Hammer. Unsap this mountain. I get 4/4 with haste. Or, well, not haste, but doesn't need haste because we've already had it out for a while. Slam our opponent for 4. We might want to alt Koth when we get the chance. Slash, if we get the chance. What's coming down? 3 and a white, huh? Faith Fetters? Alright. That's actually quite annoying since they get to gain life off of it. That's not very nice of our opponent. So we need another creature. Crater's Claws, that doesn't really count. So Exquisite Firecraft it is. I don't think we actually have any way of dealing with Face Fetters. So that's just going to happen. We're going to have to fight through it, unfortunately. So our opponent might win this one if we don't get a creature soon, like a Grim Lavamancer or, well, pretty much anything, let's be honest. So for 3, he can make it indestructible, right? Yeah. That's frustrating, or at least it would be if we didn't have this guy. So yeah, it looks like they probably cut their blue at this point. Yeah, what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do? So they're gonna need another removal spell. Preferably one that's not burn-based, obviously. Because burn is gonna hurt them too. Seems like they got a lot of lands over there, but don't necessarily know how their deck works, so perhaps best not to judge them. Searing Blaze, that would be nice if we drew a land at some point. But for now, we're just going to attack. Why are you stopping an our begin upkeep? Got a plan there, villain? Got something to do? I'm trying to think of something, but other than burn it out, I can't really think of anything. And burning it out is a perfectly reasonable line, don't get me wrong, but I'm confused. Okay. So we get to attack. Even if they block, so if they block with Githian, which they probably will, no blocks. Okay. That's fine, actually. Do they have a plan? I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to save this Searing Blaze. Just in case. Well, I'll wait until their turn and see what they do. Oh, aha! Aha! The truth comes out. I don't know what they're doing with this mana, but the truth comes out. Oh, actually, yes, I do secure the wastes, right? Yeah, secure the wastes. Well, guess what, champ? Probably think you're clever, but now your Kythion's going away, so... Haha. Now they're at 10, and we're not. We're at 20, so... Feeling pretty good, because we can give our guy first strike, and he can't. And have this Searing Blaze in hand, which is going to be an absolute beating if he plays a real creature. Yeah, attack. Just do it. Do what you want. Ooh. Ooh. Doesn't want to block. Not interested in blocking. He's interested in racing, apparently. I don't know why, but he is. Like, that is just not even a chip off the old block, man. So at this point, we actually deal more... Oh, we can't cast Hero yet. But at this point, we actually deal more damage if we just Blaze the Warrior. Because if we don't Blaze the Warrior, we deal 1 damage to him. And if we do Blaze the Warrior, we deal 4. So we're going to do that. And we're 1 land away from playing Hero. And right now our Crater's Claws is a shock. But if we can get Hero down, then, well, it's not a shock. It's deals 2 damage for 3. But if we can get Hero down, then suddenly it's 2 damage plus X. And that is a significantly better deal. 7-drop? Are you going to drop an Elishnorn on me? That would be genuinely frustrating. Another X spell? Secure, or not secure the wastes, the, whatever the other X spell is called that I can't remember. But, because if it's that, I still don't care. Bonfire of the Damned for 3, okay. So I'm just going to go 3 back to his dome. And we have a lot of live draws. Because now a land kills him with Crater's Claws, or it kills him with Hero of Oxid Ridge because he can't block. So yeah. Oh man, I love getting in these spots where it's like, I draw anything and you lose. You know, that's a great place to be, believe it or not. Our life total is starting to get slightly more dangerous. Ooh, Young Pyromancer. That's a fine card. I'll play Young Pyromancer. It doesn't do much. At this point, it's basically like saving us a life or whatever, but, you know, that's fine. Oh, he didn't cut his blue. Interesting. Interesting. Still playing blue, huh? So now we have to worry about things like days, but not if he does whatever he's about to do, because he only has 1 card. And Dak Faden. Glorious. Gonna take my Mox Diamond? That's actually annoying. No, don't do that. God damn. That is actually more annoying than I thought. Because now, straight up, Mountain is not just a live draw to victory. And he just, like, the reason why Dak is so good is because it doesn't say until you lose control of Dak. It doesn't say, you know, whatever. It just says gain control. You just get to keep it forever. So yeah, that is mighty unfortunate. Mountain. So we would have killed him right there had it not been for something else. So we're just going to pass the turn. I'm not going to worry about things until we're almost dead. And we're currently at a pretty reasonable life total. We're outside of the range of all normal burn spells. He already took the 1 artifact he could take. And we're still 1 land away from just straight up GG. Because again, these guys can't block, and we have burn spell if we want that instead. And depending on what he does, we might want the burn spell instead. Is it discard 2 cards? Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. You pain in the... You're such a pain in the ass, Thalia. You know that? Has anyone ever told you that? You're a huge pain in the ass. Yeah, so we'll take our 2, and then what do we do on our turn? We draw our land. So if we attack with Hero, he blocks with Thalia, takes 2. Oh, no, he blocks with Thalia and takes lethal, right? Yeah, okay. So yeah, we just needed our 4th land, and when he got the Mox, or when he took the Mox, he staved us off for another turn, but as far as I'm concerned, this is lethal damage coming straight at you, champ. Just gotta make sure we attack his face and not Dak, because that would be very awkward. Yeah, I thought they said creatures can't block the hero if their power is 1 or less. No, they just can't block at all, so GG's to him. He says close, the truth is, it wasn't really that close. Again, until he played Dak, he was straight up dead. And he wasn't putting that much pressure on us, so I don't think it was that close. Especially since we still have another burn spell in hand that would kill him, so... You might think it was close, but it wasn't that close. Alright, we are going to the finals, so... Yippee. Yippee indeed. I'll see you there.